Hey, hello guys, it's TZK, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 things I don't like about Black Ops 6 Zombies. And the thing is, I do actually like Black Ops 6 Zombies, and because, I rant about some stuff in this video doesn't mean I fully hate it. It's just stuff that I've picked out in particular, which is really annoying or could use some work. And after this video does go out, I will make a video of 5 things that I do like about Black Ops 6 Zombies. So I don't fully hate the mode, but there is just a couple of annoying things that do need fixing, and one big thing I do definitely hate is the menu timer. For some reason you can still get kicked from the game even if you're in solo. So basically, if you're inactive for about 15 minutes it will automatically kick you. It will basically save your game and just put you back into the menu. And you see, the thing is, I don't mind this if it was like a multiplayer game, but for solo, like, you've still got an inactive timer and it's only 15 minutes as well. And the fact that this doesn't reset either, so when you are inactive for, let's say, 7 minutes and you come back to the game and start playing again, it doesn't reset back to 15 like I thought it would. It just keeps counting down from 7. So literally, if you get back with like 2 seconds remaining, if you pause for 2 seconds, it will literally save your game and just quit. Like, again, I'd understand if it's a multiplayer game, but for solo, it's just annoying. Like, when you're trying to, let's say, watch a guide, for example, on YouTube, like how to do an Easter egg, for example, like, you have to basically pause your game and look at the video so you know what you're doing. Sometimes these videos could be like 10-15 minutes. And it just doesn't really give you enough time, I don't think. Like, if it was about a 1 hour or 2 hour, then it'd be fine. But to be fair, in my opinion, this shouldn't exist at all in multiplayer or solo. Like, it's just so unnecessary. I mean, a solo game is basically pretty much offline. Why are we counting it as an online game? It's just weird. Another thing I don't like about Black Ops 6 Zombies is the armor system. And don't get me wrong, the difficulty of the game is definitely a lot better than Cold War. It is more of a challenge, but it does come at the cost of burning armor much faster, and it does make you more heavily reliant on armor. And the thing is, with armor, it doesn't always spawn, so you basically have to go to a crafting table to craft it. And when you're in the middle of a round trying to craft armor, it's not that good. I mean, some of the wonder weapons like the jet gun is really good because you can basically suck armor plates in, but having to go to the crafting table and keep crafting armor every time is just a pain in the ass. And again, it goes back to this argument of should armor be in the game at all. And to be fair, I do much prefer the old zombie system, where you just relied on Juggernaut. Like, even something like Widow's Wine to replace the armor system would be good, no matter how overpowered that perk is. And again, it just feels so Warzone-ified, if you get what I mean, because you're constantly having to like replenish armor and stuff. Keep in mind, the HUD does look basically the same as Warzone. You still got your mini-map in the corner, but mind you, you can turn it off, and you can turn off the hit markers and health bars. But again, with the armor system having to constantly keep replenishing armor, it just feels too Warzone-y. But it definitely doesn't take away from the zombies experience. I just prefer the old system, having to rely on Juggernaut. And basically, going back to my first point, the menu timer. Another thing I want to complain about as well is the save and quit feature. It doesn't really work most of the time, and if the menu timer does go to 0 and kicks you out the game, I've found that it doesn't really spawn you back at the same round. Like, for example, I was on a high round once on Terminus, and it did kick me out of the game for inactivity. Although it did say it saved the game, when I did go back into it, it put me at round 15, which was the complete wrong round. It was like 20 levels below. But I have had instances where the save and quit feature does work. This is sort of a good and bad thing, but the fact that the save and quit feature didn't even work when your menu timer timed out is a bit annoying, because it's not my fault. I have to basically go and do something. Like, again, it goes back to that thing where the menu timer shouldn't really be in the game at all, or it should be longer, because it's just annoying and unnecessary. Another thing which I find annoying as well is the elite enemy spawns. The thing is, there's a difference between making the game difficult and making the game annoyingly difficult. You see, the thing is, with elite enemies, they just throw as many as they can at you. And on like round 30, for example, you could have like 2 abominations at once, or like 30 manglers. Well, obviously you don't get 30 manglers, but you get what I mean. Like, there's an absolute load of them, and these guys like hit like a truck. They're an absolute tank. It just makes the game more annoying because you've got these ranged enemies that hit you, and the thing is, you can't really do anything because you got like so many zombies in the way. You got to try and clear them out, and then you got to try and clear like the manglers and stuff out. Not to mention with the multiple abominations at once, makes it impossible to kill them, because of course you have to wait for their mouths to light up and try and kill them once you got a bunch of zombies on you. It's very hectic, but I mean at the same time I do kind of like it because it is more difficult than Cold War. But I feel like if they reduce the number of elite enemies per round, I think it'll make it a bit more breathable, if you get what I mean. Like, you can actually move around a lot better without feeling overwhelmed. And again, throwing too many elite zombies at the player doesn't make the game fun. It sort of makes the game a little bit annoying in a way. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the new perk, Melee Macchiato, or however you say it. And you see, the thing is, I have a bit of a problem with Melee Macchiato. You see, the thing is, it is a melee perk, in case you don't know. It basically increases your melee damage, but it only really works up to about round 20. You see, the thing is, for me, it's pointless in high rounds due to the amount of damage Zeds do on high rounds with the elite enemies. So if you try and hit a zombie on the high rounds, you take a ton of damage if they're in like a big crowd. And it's not really melee friendly, high rounds in zombies. I much prefer using ranged weapons, and that way you don't take so much damage. And again, like I mentioned before with armor, you do shred through armor very quickly if not careful. And yeah, going back to Melee Macchiato, it's just not that strong in high rounds. It just feels a bit underwhelming. And it is so dangerous in close combat because the amount of damage like zombies do on high rounds. Like, I don't even bother taking it or using it. Like, if I do take it, I won't use it because it's just no point going near a zombie and losing all your armor trying to kill them, especially on high rounds where it doesn't really do that much. But yeah, this is where I'm going to end the video here. That is 5 things that I didn't like about Black Ops 6 Zombies. And again, some of these things can be good and bad, like the save and quit feature. It really depends when the save and quit feature wants to work and doesn't bug out. I have had instances where the menu timer timed out and it just didn't put me back to where I was. And with the difficulty, it is a bit of a hit and miss with like the amount of enemies they ration out every round. And again, Melee Macchiato is a bit of a hit and miss depending on what round you're on, how many zombies there are. But this is where I'm going to end it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join Discord if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.